Hello, welcome to Collection and Connection. I'm Nate the Great. What we're going to be doing today is a little bit of an experiment. We've all heard about Retro Brite. Retro Brite is something that you can use to restore formerly white plastic that turns yellow over time. And one of the most notorious culprits for having the yellowing over time is the 1984 G.I. Joe Storm Shadow figure. I've heard several ways to make this Retro Brite. One of them is by using the OxyClean mixed with the hydrogen peroxide, and another one is just having the hydrogen peroxide. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to try just hydrogen peroxide and see how that goes. So what I want to do is take Storm Shadow here. I'm going to disassemble him. He's not in the greatest shape. He's really yellowed. His O-ring is pretty good, so that's nice. But I'm probably going to end up replacing the screws if I can't get the rust off of them. I want to try to keep it as original as possible. I got some Tester's paint here that I'm going to use to touch up the white on the wristbands here, but his crotch and his thumb are intact, and that was the most important thing for me. So I'm going to remove all the metal from him. Other than the yellowing, he's in pretty good shape. Sometimes the leg's got like a double-sized peg here, and sometimes this little one breaks off. It'll still hold into this hole, but it doesn't. It just gets loose. So the structural integrity is compromised. Now we've got Storm Shadow all the way down to just the base components. Like I said, his thumbs, crotch is intact. Came in from outside. It got too hot out there. But we don't have to be outside for this part. Okay, so the biggest thing that I was looking for when I picked up this Storm Shadow when I was going to do the restoration was trying to make sure that he had a really good Cobra Emblem. As you can see there. The knives and stars and the belt, not as big of a deal because I can use touch-ups on those, but I can't touch up the emblem, so the emblem was the biggest deal for me when I found this one. The emblem and all of the parts being intact, like the thumb or the thumbs and the crotch piece, very important. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this hydrogen peroxide, which I'm not sure if it's strong enough. Like I said, this is an experiment for me. This is 3%, but I hear out there they have as strong as, 6%, I think, for inherent eye places and whatnot. I'm just doing hydrogen peroxide. And my plan is I'm going to put hydrogen peroxide in this clear bag. And what you have to do is you have to have the figure completely submerged in it. And then the hydrogen peroxide with the yellow plastic in the sunlight is what supposedly makes the figure happen. And then if that doesn't work, I'm going to mix the hydrogen peroxide with the OxyClean that I have, and we'll try it from there. So I'm going to go ahead and submerge this figure in the hydrogen peroxide, and we'll take back off Storm Shadow submerged in the hydrogen peroxide. The best news about him is that he sinks. So it's always supposed to be submerged, and he sinks to the bottom, so that's great. Now, another idea I had with this is to try to get maximum sunlight. So I'm going to stick him out here in July, in the summer in Southern California, with a mirror underneath. So the sun's coming from above, below, and all sides. I also double bagged it. So think it's better if it sits up, if it'll stay. Wonderful. Okay, so I'm going to walk away for a couple hours, and then we'll come back and take a look at it. See you soon. Okay, so here we have Storm Shadow. After just being soaked in hydrogen peroxide for about 5 hours, it is much, much whiter. I still got to get some rubbing alcohol, maybe a Q-tip, and clean some of the rust spots out of the leg holes right there. One of the things that I didn't see happening, but that did happen, was that the paint in his eyes turned totally white. But the whiteness happened. The whiteness worked out, so I'm excited about that as well. I'll just sub out a different Storm Shadow head, which I happen to have from a different Storm Shadow that I have tons of Storm Shadow parts, broken thumbs, broken crotches. This is an extra head I had, so the extra head will go in here. You can see it's just a tad bit wider than the rest of it, so I'll see how it goes together. If it doesn't quite match up yet, then I will put him through another soak. Okay, so I was able to get Storm Shadow pretty white with the 3% hydrogen peroxide, but he's still not as white as I would like. So in doing more research, I picked up this Salon Care Volume 40. It's the big ingredient. 40% hydrogen peroxide by volume, as opposed to the 3% that I got for the first video on this. So I'm going to dismantle Storm Shadow, put him in this bag, put him on the mirror outside so he's getting exposure from above and below, and we'll see how that goes. I'm not going to put any OxiClean, not going to put any starch on it, I'm not going to brush it on there. I'm just going to soak him in this stuff outside, and let's see how white we can get him. We'll be back. Okay, got the Salon Care 40 cream down in this bag, 40% hydrogen peroxide. Mix it up really well with Storm Shadow, and once again, no OxiClean, no paste or anything like that. Got it in the bag so it doesn't dry out. Put it out here for a little bit, see how it goes. Alright, trying to do some touch-up paints on Storm Shadow here, and then we'll put them together. Let's see, his arm gauntlet doesn't look terrible, but we want it to look perfect, so a little bit there. Not repainting the whole thing, just doing touch-ups on it. Alright, super clean. This part's super easy. The black, just take a Sharpie marker. Really easy. The colors match up pretty good. The back. Let's take a look at the front. Alright, the belt already looks much better. Now we're going to go with this silver marker. We're going to touch up stars. Alright, welcome back. He's almost perfectly white now. Took him out of the Salon Care 40 Volume Cream. Did the touch-ups on his ninja weapons and his belt. And he looks pretty clean. So now, I'm going to put him together with, sorry for the shakiness, his weapons there. Going to recard him. I've got a card back and bubble. I'm going to recard him and put him in a star case, and we'll show you the final results at the end. Alright, now we have it. I got the Storm Shadow put into this awesome acrylic case. His colors came out nearly flawless. I put him on a reproduction card, got him sealed in this nice acrylic case. We're going to have him on display in the Collection Connection archives. Great color on him now. So for the retro Brite, in my opinion, the ingredient that you need, it's just the Salon Care. And to be frank, if you don't have severe yellowing, just the stuff you can get at Dollar Tree, the over-the-counter $3 hydrogen peroxide will work. But if you've got severe yellowing on your toy, the Salon Care, it's the way to go. And you're going to get a great result from it. You can turn an ugly figure into a beautiful figure and save a lot of money on it too. I know that a really clean white complete Storm Shadow is selling upwards of $60, whereas you can get one of the yellow ones if you just make sure the elbows aren't cracked and the pieces are intact and the logo's good, for around 12 bucks. There's spots where you can get repro weapons, which I don't recommend. You want to stay with the real stuff. But all in all, the figure came out nice. Beautiful figure. Very clean. Great figure. If you get a chance, like, comment, subscribe to some of our other videos, and we appreciate you watching and we appreciate you following. Thanks for watching Collection Connections Restoration of the 1984 Storm Shadow. We'll see you soon.